Okay, so today's topic is cheaters. Um, I hate talking about this because it's an ongoing investigation going on right now, and I would hate to put out any information that I don't know about. But with the limited amount of information that I do know, let me just give you the backstory. I used to work with this police officer at my old job. Like they were the security, but we needed extra. This was a time when people were coming into the museums and they were like bombing up the museums and doing all this extra crazy stuff. So they hire police officers that will work there part time. So over time, I know a good handful of police officers very well, being in the building all day, drumming up conversation. So built a really good rapport with majority of them. So anyway, I said all this to say that's kind of how I got to know this particular officer. He was a detective and really cool guy, laid back. I actually, he inboxed me, I want to say in August sometime. And he was just like, hey, how you doing? Because he commented on one of my pictures or something like that. I don't remember the exact words. And we just spoke very briefly. And that was that. And then my old coworker sends me this article about basically him getting killed. And I'm like, okay, he's an officer. It's kind of expected. Not to say that it's okay, but when you sign up for that type of job, it's kind of expected for you to like possibly die, right? Before you would want to. So I'm thinking it's something to that degree. Long story short, his wife of 6 years found out he was cheating. And I don't know how long she has been holding this, but it was clearly a premeditated event, and she killed him and then killed herself afterwards. And this was the day after Thanksgiving, which is even more tragic, just for the simple fact that we just celebrated Thanksgiving, and I know it means a lot to a lot of people more, especially with the whole COVID situation and a lot of people just losing their lives. So I'm sure it was a blessing to be among family and everything like that, especially this year. So to hear that the very next day all of this transpired, it's kind of sad. At the same time, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. At the same time, it's not fair for you to be in a committed relationship and cheat. I know it's easier said than done. Oh, won't you just leave? And you should. You definitely should leave or try to find a way to explain that you're no longer happy in this relationship and try to get out of it in some type of way. But for you to blatantly have someone at home and out here got them looking crazy, it's kind of sad. It's like, in a way, you set yourself up for failure because you don't know this other person, the person that you're with. You don't know their mental capacity. You don't know what they've been through in the past. I mean, you might know, but you don't know to what degree. So for you to be out here just doing whatever you want and thinking that no repercussions will come, I think it's pretty unfair. And at the same time, whether you are the wife or whether you are the husband, it doesn't give you the right to kill anyone. It doesn't give you the right to take anybody's life. And on Facebook, she wrote something and it was very incoherent because clearly it didn't make sense. Like, you can piece together what she was trying to say, but you couldn't really understand exactly what she was saying. But clearly she was going through it. She must have been, like I said, pondering on this or just investigating this for a period of time, and it just festered, and she just got to a point of no return. And you gotta check on your mental. First of all, you should never allow anybody to have that much power over you to even put yourself in that predicament where you want to kill them, or let alone yourself. And then also seeking help, because maybe counseling or something like that, a conversation could have taken place where it could have resolved something. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know everything that transpired. I don't know the back end of the story. I don't even know how it led up to this. So I'm just going off what I think it might be, or what possibly could have happened. But again, never give nobody that much power over you to the point where you want to kill yourself or kill them. Also, check on your mental, because at the end of the day, when you're thinking about this and you're constantly pondering this and you're constantly, letting your mind go to this extreme place, and most of the time that situation didn't even happen, but just the fact that you allowed your mind to take you there, now you're really in a dark space. Now you're really allowing your own thoughts that might not even be fact to become fact. So it's very sad to witness and to hear about this story. He was 50 years old. He had 2 young boys. He had a daughter. She had 2, teenage kids as well. And to see that this happened is very sad. And also, just because you're taking this person's life, you don't realize all the other many people that is impacted by this, which is his kids and his other family members. So for you to be selfish and do this thinking that, oh, this is just against him, it's not just against him, it's against him and everybody connected to him, because they will be greatly impacted by what you did. And so I said all this to say, if you get to the point where you want to cheat, right? Whether it be, first of all, as women, our cheating is a little bit different. Whereas men, they can physically cheat, and I guess it won't have that much an effect because no emotional attachment. I mean, at the end of the day, to me, cheating is cheating. Whether you attached or not, you still did the act. Whereas women, we're more emotional creatures, so our cheating is on a different level. Like if we have sex with you or anything like that, because we're so emotional, we know it's much deeper than just physical thing. So if you get to the point where you feel like this relationship is not going the way you want, I think you should definitely have a conversation and let that person know what type of space you're in, because in relationships and marriages, it's not going to be always the way you anticipated it, right? And that's why you have to, the person that you choose, you have to be able to communicate with them. You have to be able to tell them when you're not feeling them right now. You have to be able to tell them when you don't like certain things about them, or something that you think could change to make the relationship a little bit better and make you guys a little bit closer. So definitely want to have a conversation, so that way a person can never say, well, you didn't tell me. I'm not a mind reader. You didn't say you wasn't happy. So at least having that conversation just to say, I did tell you. I did tell you where I was coming from. I did tell you the space that I was in at the time. I did tell you that I was not okay with this. I did tell you that I was not pleased or I was not happy with this. So having a conversation, and if that doesn't go anywhere, maybe seeking counseling, because a mediator might help the situation. It will definitely help you guys look at things differently instead of seeing it your way, because when you're in it and you're in it in that moment, you only see it your way. It's my way or the highway, right? I'm right, you're wrong. But having that mediator, that person who can kind of point out like, no, you did this wrong, or did you ever think about how they would feel as a result to this? So just having that third person, in the middle and kind of helping you guys navigate through your problems will be advised, especially if you really want to hold on to the relationship, if you really don't want to throw the whole man away or throw the whole woman away, and you're really trying and you're doing everything you can do and it's just not enough, and you just at this point of you don't know what else to do. I would say seek help. Be it a pastor, be it a relationship coach, be it a counselor. Seek help before making a drastic decision, especially in marriage, because marriage, your marriage affects so many other people. And even if you don't have kids, it still affects so many people involved, not just the two of you. And then, of course, after you've done counseling, after you had several conversations and it still don't seem like it can be resolved, of course, you have that hard decision. You have to make that hard decision of separating. And that's the thing, most men don't want to separate. Most men want to have their cake and eat it too. And this is why they're put in these positions where women are fighting each other over them, or the woman is crazy enough to kill you or kill herself or whatever. So I know it's not easy, but sometimes you have to separate for the better. If you feel toxic, if you feel like the relationship is toxic and you just feel like there's no way you can be with this person and function at your best potential, then of course you want to get out of that situation and you want to get out of it as quick as possible, because the longer you stay in and the longer it is to get out, the longer it is to get over it, the more resentment, the more regret, the more time. And so the quicker you come to terms with, okay, this is just not gonna work, this is not it, I just can't do this anymore, you need to do that and step away, instead of trying to hold on for the sake of the children or the house or the things that you guys invested into. Those are just things. And women, not women, but children are very resilient. So I think women do themselves a disservice by saying oh, I'm staying in a relationship for the sake of your kids. Most kids can see the breakdown. They can tell that something's wrong. They can hear you guys arguing in the bedroom. They can hear the dysfunction happening around them. And just because you two are physically in the house don't mean it's a better situation either. So separating and, making that decision that y'all just not for each other and just walking away would be better, because then you can find love somewhere else and you can avoid all the extra antics that comes with crazy people and their crazy ways. But I just pray for his family. I pray that his children can find a way to get through it, even though I know they don't understand it. They probably, don't get it. They hate that it had happened, but I definitely pray for his family and hers as well, because, again, she had kids just like he had kids from a previous relationship. So it's just, I can't reiterate the fact that talking, seeking help, and separating, those are the two 3 vital things you need to do if you feel like you come to that point where you guys just don't mesh, you just can't get right, instead of, you know, holding this in and harboring those feelings and then reacting out of anger, or just doing something that you'll regret for the rest of your life. So I hope that helps someone, and I hope that, like I said, his kids, as well as her kids and their family, their whole entire family, I pray that they will be able to get through whatever has transpired and try to move on and do better for, you know, their life and their future and stuff like that, and learn, and definitely learn from this experience. It's not a pretty experience, but sometimes it takes something drastic to happen for you to really know, you know, really to get it in here. So it's unfortunate, and I'm sorry that he even, you know, put her in that space, and I'm also sorry for her to get to that point where she felt like that was the only way out, that was the only way to get back, or that was the only way to finally feel like she did something about the situation. The fact that she chose that option, I think that was a very cowardly thing to do, and unfair, and definitely unfortunate. So I hope that you guys have learned something. Please comment your thoughts. If you knew this person, I'm not about to, you know, tell their names and everything like that, but if you're familiar with the story, then you know exactly who I'm talking about. And or it was, you know, other situations that you know of or experience yourself, I think you should share, and yeah, well, I welcome that. So I'll talk to you guys later. Like, share, and subscribe. Talk to you guys later. And we out. Peace.